Okay, so since we last met, we've kind of grown, in areas, and we've expanded into introduction of B2B business in lubricants and greases as well. So we originally were predominantly focused on coolants and brake fluids, and now we have three plants, two dedicated for coolant, brake fluid, and fuel additive, and one dedicated solely for greases and lubricants. And so we've kind of grown from where we were earlier, and our intent has always been a B2B supplier and with a good quality with the most competitive prices. That is the underlying statement of the whole thing. So or rather, we as Vinni Chemical have that focus coming in. Also, we also make an intent of looking into different kind of solutions or providing solutions where people get stuck and they don't have an answer to the problem which we have. So we are kind of problem solving for them, and that is what our intent is as of today. If you look at, yes, there is a massive shift between the requirement of what is happening previously and what is happening today. People are opting for EVs and solutions which are low on emissions per se. There's a directive by the ministry and people to look into how they can reduce the carbon footprint. So looking at that aspect, we basically, so there are two markets. One is which is already available, and one is coming in. So when we talk about EVs and all, they're coming in. They're yet to capture the extent of it. But as of today, if you look, there's a large majority of ICs, that is in the internal combustion engines. So how do you help them reduce their footprint? Now, so there we step in as introduction of this fuel additives. As you see, that these additives actually help engines perform better. Looking at the fact that, okay, we are looking at greases with addition of ethanol, methanol, biodiesels, which are being used left, right, and center. A lot to say because of the pricing factor. A lot to say because of the fact that the ministry has made it mandatory to add it. Now, how do you counter the effect of these? Because these are not fuels; they are fillers. So our additives actually help engines perform the way they should. So that is where we step in. So whatever studies we've done so far, we have reduced the NOx output by up to 25%. But the underlying statement is that depends on engine to engine performance. But the maximum we've seen is up to 25%. Right? That's a huge number. And at the same time, you get obviously an improvement in the results. So your engine comes out, your consumption pattern improves, decreases rather, and your FE numbers improve. So that is where we stand at this point. So people are adopting this concept. Okay, if you can't win them, join them. Create that dish for them so that they are able to perform in the same hemisphere. Basically, this product which we have is cleaning of the engine performance. Like, what? Okay, to understand this, I would rather take a little bit on the technical side. What is the biggest challenge today when it comes to engine or not performing? Is depositions and issues arising out in the engine by using these alternate fuels. Now, they're not fuels, so their burning patterns are different, their deposit patterns are different, and their effects are different. So like if you look at ethanol, methanol, so globally if you study Brazil, which has been ardent user of this product, has now coming back to using a normal fuel as well. People are still opting to use because of the cost benefit advantage, but at the same time there's a reduction of life in the engine when you start using these. So either you give them a solution to prevent it or improve upon or protect them from getting corroded, or you simply agree to the fact, yes, my life of the engine is going to deteriorate any which ways. So, or the third option is obviously just use pure diesel the way people are, because that option is always available. Now, the challenge is very simple. You give them a solution how to work around working with ethanol. Government here has mandated ethanol. So what do? So you give them a product which helps protect the engine when when ethanol is being burned, to counter the effect of ethanol. B, to ensure the cleanliness of the engine inside, the carbon deposits are being removed immediately at burning. So there is no deposits, so the engine is coming back to its original state, the way it should be. And at the same time, the moment you achieve these two, you get an optimized output of the engine. So all in all, we are basically cleaning the engine from within without being opening it up at all. So when I talk about value chain, or when we talk about improving upon where we sell it, so the first one is the engine guy. So when we talk about engine guys, we talk about Tata Motors, we talk about Ashok Leyland, and people who actually own the engine per se, because they are the one. If anything goes wrong, the engine guys are the one who have to answer. So before that, now the question is, the engine guys are also not the main guys. So the first guy would be ideally the fuel injector manufacturer. So the fuel injector guy gives out, he looks at the product per se, he does his due diligence whether there is any adverse effect on the fuel injector or the pump while you use this product. And once he gives the green signal, then the engine manufacturer said, okay, so my engine guy stands by this product, fuel injector guy stands by it, so I'll stand by it. So that is exactly how we went. So we first went to TVS Delphi, who is an fuel injector manufacturer. They studied and endorsed this product for good. They studied the product for, I think, about 2 years, I think. And they endorsed this product and fundamental how the performance happened. And the moment that happened, it automatically switched to Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, they adopted this product. Then we went to Usha. So they're basically for smaller engines, but they're still a injector manufacturer. They did an analysis and they were surprised to see that they got a 10% improvement in fuel economy, and it is very much documented. So yeah, as I said, if you're getting the engine back to its original state, you're actually asking the engine to perform the way it should, and that is exactly what you get. Okay, now the education factor is a little challenge here. Why? Because most of the operators and most of the people say, okay, have you got any approval from the OEM? They don't want to risk their, because they're totally dependent, it's their bread and butter. So that is why we immediately went to the OEMs. So it's for a chain. First we went to the fuel injector manufacturer, they verified, then we went to the OEM endorsed it, and now here we are. So you're looking at Tata Motors diesel booster. So they've launched it under their own branding. They realize that yes, it is very good for use in the engines, not just theirs, in any engine per se. And they realize the potential of this product, because the more you use this product, the better the engine performs. The better the engine performs, it is directly helping the overall customer. That is their realization. That is why we have got this, we've got HPCL selling this product, we've got JCB selling this product, we've got Schwingstetter, we've got approvals from Ashok Leyland, though they've not launched the product under the branding so far. But yeah, everybody agrees to one fact, it helps improve performance. So just to add on to that, we actually got this product tested by Kirloskar Engines as well, which is a very heavy duty engine manufacturer, and they themselves found certain improvements within them. So probably in going forward, you would find them also jumping into the same way and giving this additional benefit to their people. So the biggest, as I said, we were able to reduce NOx and carbon dioxide from this. So it has actually helped people get to the feet where they're looking at carbon neutrality, how to reduce their carbon footprint, and a direct claim from saying that this is what we did better, or this is, we've introduced this in our system and we have reduced the carbon footprint from A to B. So there's very prominent aggregator. We did a study analysis with them, pre and post use, and they realized that they can officially go and claim, yes, we have done this, and by virtue of doing this, we are able to reduce the carbon footprint by 22%. That's purely because people generally don't take care of their engines so well. So we are we are growing on at least I think last was about 12% Y on Y, and it's a steady growth. So this year we should see some good numbers coming in, because this is the first year we've launched the additive in Tata Motors. So they are the one who's pushing this now. We already had other numbers, but yeah, that is where we see at least a good number coming in this year. When I talk about sustainability, so there are two parts. So one is our own sustainability, the other one is how we help the other person become sustainable. So the biggest challenge in sustainability is the circular economy, which everybody's talking about. So how do you reuse it? How do you reduce your carbon footprint? The carbon footprint becomes the most promising and the most important part today for anybody. So that is where we are helping them achieve their sustainability goals. That's why I said, so the moment you have those sustainability goals available, you're able to help them get into a different place altogether. And obviously, it automatically falls in my plate. Okay, so as of right now, as I said, we've just launched another company by the name of Win Greases LLP, which is predominantly into focus into greases and lubricants. So, idea is to become a one-stop shop for all OEMs and likes, or not the aftermarket players per se, who outsource their products, brand them, and work them. So it's like a one-stop shop. Come, look at a product, look at a quality. We work on good pricing with them, and that is how we grow with them. So we are not doing any external exports right now. A lot of our buyers, they buy from us and then they go. So I know who they are, but that's another thing I unfortunately cannot share. But yeah, there is an export. We are planning to look at Southeast Asia, specifically like areas like Thailand, Indonesia, as the potential market growth, especially when it comes to fuel additives.